Jiu-Jitsu. So, Tyrone's on the bottom. We're going to have another look at this double underpass. We didn't go over many details last time. So again, when we talked about how when I entered, first detail was not getting caught on these control points, so I don't want my foot passing past this toe line. Okay. Second thing was I want his feet in the air, so he just can grab this up to here. Okay. Then a third thing was a level change down, so this was dropping onto my shoulder. Fourth thing was I cut an angle. I don't want to be square with Tyrone because now you can start playing heavy legs, so I want to be getting on that diagonal line. So when I got to there, I was grabbing the lapel. We didn't want head control because that exposed the elbow. He could push you, so we were going for more a snugger grip and connecting my elbow. And again, from that position, I'm going to find the back of the pants and I'm going to put Tyrone into the plow position. Now basically when you get someone into the plow, you're actually putting their toes on the mat, but we're not going to go that far because we're Crocs. So when we come up to this position here, I grab the back of the pants. Now from there I'm coming up on a foot and I make a wedge with my knee underneath Tyrone's butt. I get my head over Tyrone's head, but if you can visualize, the plow would be Tyrone's feet back over there. It's okay, he can do it like that, but the problem is when I'm putting pressure on him, there's a lot of weight in your lower back from this position. So then once I get head over head, from that position, I'm going to put my weight on him. So I'm basically dropping my hip onto his hip, and then I start to arch my back. And this elbow comes. The other detail was, I forgot it when we were in there, this hand slides down. It was already shallow. It comes to the head, so I get head control. And as I just come over, my elbow drops into side control. Okay, so we're going to problem solve this. Probably the two main areas that you're going to have trouble with from the double unders is when I'm here, as I'm completing the pass, sometimes Tyrone will frame in my hip. So he's going to use his left hand and kind of push my hip back, and sometimes it's difficult. I mean, I'm trying to pass to the side that he's framing, so we're going to look at that. And also, sometimes in the process of me coming up, and maybe I've mistimed it, and as I've dropped down, Tyrone, I haven't got it on my shoulder, and he's kind of has it there. We want to refrain from trying to lift it again because we're not being efficient. So we'll look at that first. So say I'm here and I've mistimed it and I didn't level change and get it on my shoulder, and he's kind of being heavy with this. Think about rather than trying to get it under my shoulder, I want to bring this knee more towards the center line. So the easiest way to do that is to push this knee. Watch what happens when I push this knee to the mat. This knee kind of comes over a little bit by itself. Okay, so from there, as I push this knee to the mat and this one comes over, then I level change to get underneath it. Okay, so now I'm doing all the stuff that we talked about. I'm getting on that diagonal line. I'm going to make a grip on the lapel. I'm driving forward. Anytime you're struggling with the double underpass, whether I'm being efficient with his hips and playing heavy legs, just start being. All I want to think about is making that grip on the back of his pants and put him in the plow. Why? Because we talked about this a few vids back about how the plow position, when I actually invert him, he has no offense from there. You know, he can't triangle me, he can't armbar me. Anytime I put his feet on the mat, there's only one thing happening, I'm passing. So think about that concept of if you're struggling with a double under, it's not just about throwing the leg to the side, it's about putting him in an uncomfortable position. So let's just say, we'll take it from the start. For playing the game, I don't give him control points like Danaher and stuff. So once I enter, I can grab the heels, I can grab the soles of the foot. Once I put the feet in the air, I'm dropping down to level change to here, but maybe I mistimed it and it's there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to push this knee, which in turn brings this knee over, then I level change and I make that grip. Okay. Now again, he could be still playing quite heavy legs there, so I'm just going to lean into him a little bit, enough just to get, lift his butt off the mat So I can get my hand under there, grab the back of his pants, and now from that position I'm just going to start to put him into the plough. So I come to here and I make that knee position here. Now, watch what happens when Tyrone starts to frame with his left hand on my hip. It makes this quite difficult to actually pass. So the detail is, I take my head from the inside of the leg to the outside of the leg. And now I'm bringing my head to the far hip. Keep your frame, bro.
This one?
Yeah, keep your frame. And I just smash it. If you think about it, this is very small. Not good in your wrist either. If you think about it, when I get to here, and Tyrone frames, if I keep moving towards his head, in other words, my head towards his head, it just becomes a wedge. You know, I can't go any further. And it's really my head that's restricting me. So if that's the case, all we're going to think about is taking our head to the outside of his leg. And now rather than bringing my head over his head, I'm going to bring my head to the far hip. I just bring it round the corner, start turning the corner, keep wedging. Watch what happens to this frame. It's a lot of pressure. And walk to nearly north-south position. So, let's play with that here. Oh, fuck. And that will be the double under. We'll not be coming back to that. We'll not be coming back to that again. There's enough details on that.